I had some success playing three at the back with England, but if anything Gareth Southgate has players better suited to the system than I did. Tony Adams and Sol Campbell were great defenders but played 4-4-2 for most of their careers and took time to adapt. Guys like John Stones and Harry Maguire looked so comfortable and capable in Friday's 1-0 win against Holland. The personnel may change for Tuesday's friendly against Italy, but I'd love to see the same formation used again. It was a positive performance in Amsterdam. How many times have we been given the runaround by Dutch teams? This was a role reversal. It was us in control. Stones was the middle player of the three, where you need to be good on the ball, read the game and give instructions, and I smiled when I saw it. Gareth was often the central defender with my England. He preferred it to being on the outside. We also saw why Jordan Pickford is in the running to be World Cup #1. The way he dealt with all kinds of passes was excellent. He is the best we've got available with his feet, and it makes England a very difficult side to press against because we can play the ball around rather than going back to front. Now it should be Jack Butland's turn against Italy to show his strengths, command of the box, shot stopping. Going back to Stones, it seems strange to think that any player should ever consider leaving Manchester City, but I think the only worry for his career is whether he goes on to play enough club football. Pep Guardiola also has Nicolas Otamendi, Aymeric Laporte and Vincent Kompany to pick from, so we'll have to see how it works out for John. Perhaps Tottenham would be interested if they are unable to keep Toby Alderweireld. What I also like about this England side is that they can keep possession with good movement and making good angles. But when they did bank up against the Dutch, there were also tremendous counter-attacking possibilities with Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Jesse Lingard. It's lovely for a manager to know his team can play both ways. The big question now is whether we play that way, making passes from our 18-yard box, when the pressure is higher in a World Cup against better opposition. That's why I think Italy will be a good test. Though they're not at their best, they'll be a bit shrewder than the Netherlands team, a bit harder to play against. Though Gareth will be as happy with what he saw as I was, he should keep places up for grabs. Form and fitness are factors in naming any squad, but if you identify a player that is important to the way you want to play, the door should always be open for a World Cup. A lot can happen between now and June. In the calendar year of 1998, Darren Anderton didn't play his first game for Spurs until April 11 because of injury. Yet I named him in the World Cup squad after 5 matches and he ended up in the starting 11. Why? Because I knew what he could do, and picking him at right wing back allowed me to move David Beckham inside. It didn't matter walking out against Tunisia in June that he had been injured. Gareth name-checked 4 players, Fabian Delph, Harry Kane, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Phil Jones, who aren't in this current squad but could make it to Russia. It is similar for Adam Lallana. Even though he has started only 3 games for Liverpool this season and is playing catch-up, Gareth won't write him off. 2 years ago, he was England's best player. He's talented and suits the way England play, with tactical flexibility. Lallana was named in the squad and I hope he is considered fit enough to play some part against Italy. Jack Wilshere is another quality footballer. If he could change his game a bit, fewer touches and hitting good passes rather than trying to run through players and getting clobbered, he can be an asset when fit. I would describe England's new style as 3-5-2, but with one of the 3 central midfielders a bit deeper than the other 2, and split forwards, Sterling playing off Rashford in the last game. It would be a shame not to go the same way against Italy. I think Eric Dyer and Dele Alli will fill 2 of the 3 midfield spots in Russia. Lallana, Wilshere and Oxlade-Chamberlain would also like to think they could make it, and if Gareth thinks having Kyle Walker as the right-sided centre-back is an option in Russia, try him there again on Tuesday. He needs an extra run out in a new position to get used to the geography of the pitch. The advantage of having Kyle in that position is if we are chasing the game, he can come out on the ball.